let's do our pocket page. We're going to start off with the one side in that way, so that will be the width. We're going to cut it 8 1/4, and in the length it will be 7 1/4. We will score it here at 3/4 on your scoreboard, and just score it at 3/4. This is the one side. For this, the opposite side, that will go onto the back of this page where the flap is, you will cut 8 1/4 by 7 1/4. We will put it on our scoreboard, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to score it, put it in, and I'll score it at 1/2 inch. Now this is what I do. I'll take and I'll fold it, and I'll take this and I'll put it onto my paper, onto the side, and I make sure I am even. Then I'll go and I'll take my pencil and I'll make a pencil mark where that paper ends, and that's where I'm going to do the next score line. So then put it on your scoreboard, and that is 7 3/4, and I score it. Then I'll know this will fit perfectly onto my page. Sometimes you do get it off, and this way you will never get it off, because you've got your first page as a guide. And then all you need to do is put score tape or wet glue, and we will put it in together. Just, I see I need to cut my one piece. It's a little bit longer. I will cut it to size. Now when you glue it on, just make sure you're a little bit from your flap, like in that is a little bit, and I hope you can see it, a little bit from there. Okay, so I'm gonna do mine, and I do have the other one. It's both of them are ready, and we will use both in our book. Then what you also can do with your offcuts, remember we've got these offcuts, so we're gonna do 2. We're gonna cut it down to 3 inches in the width, and we're gonna do it at 7 1/2. We will do both because we need to for our waterfall. Then we're going to score. Put it on our scoreboard. We're going to score it at 1 inch and then 1/4 inch. We just need to have that little bit so that when you put your photos on, you've got enough space. We will do it with both of these ones. Score at 1 inch and then at 1/4 inch. These will work with magnets. I like to round my corners. I'll do that when I'll decide what paper I will put on here. That will be the magnets for the closure of our waterfall. Now I haven't decided what I'm going to do. When you've got your waterfall and you've got this over here to close it, to have another one over for closing, I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes I like that, then I don't have to put magnet on my waterfall where my photo is going to be. I think I will still do that. I will show you when we get there exactly how it's going to look. So this I'm going to put together with my waterfall paper. We're going to work with these ones. Let me take my scoreboard away. And I am going to use my score tape. I just need to, that's too wide. I just need to grab a narrow one. This is a 3/8 of an inch score tape. I do like working with it the most because most of the flaps or the fold outs that I'm doing, it is a 1/2 inch. To me, I think that's a good size for your flap to stay and be secure under your paper, your designing paper, or whatever, or wherever you want to use it. I think that is more than enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this good and make sure. So next, I think it's this one that I need to cut down. Might not be this one. No, it is. That's right. Okay, so let's do it. Just a small piece. Just a small piece that I will do a little bit from my score line. I'm just gonna hold it, and I think I'm happy with that, and I pressed it down, and I'm just gonna hold it because you can still move, and that is even. Right, let's do this side as well. And we're going to lift this side just a little bit and press down. Okay, so that is our pocket page. We have to put glue at the bottom here. You see, because it's open, we need to put a line of glue there. And then I prefer to do glue, so when you put something in there, the score tape stops it. And now this is going to be a tricky one because I think it's too cold for my art glitter glue. We just hit a very cold spell. I'm not even going to try. It doesn't want to move. And let's see Cosmic Shimmer if this is going to do for me. Yes, it was just all of a sudden we had a cold spell. Let's see if I open it. Because I like these, with these nozzles, you can get a nice line of glue. A little bit of pressure, and I think I'll be right. Well, there was no luck with the Cosmic Shimmer glue either, and I had to use my tacky glue. Okay, and then we just finished it well. If there's glue coming out, I'll just clean it up. That will be our pocket page. You can see it's big. It's nice and big. Right, I'm going to do the other one as well. And I think this is the one I need to cut down a little bit. Let me do this and then we're gonna pick paper to put on, and that's the fun part. Let me see, is that is even a pencil mark? Yes, I don't measure, never measure, don't like measuring. Let me come back and I'll show you what I've done. So I've got my score tape on the one side, and okay, so I can show you another way of putting it down. That is an easy way as well. This is what I normally do. Oh, you know, you work things out that is best for you, and make sure this end here is with your score line, and if you butt it up to your score line there. If this way is easy for you, and then we can burnish it. And we still got our score line. Now we need to do a line of glue at the bottom here, and first I'm just going to do my score tape on this one. So let's do our line of glue. And bring it over, and then I'm just gonna lift that side, fold it in, down, hold it, and that is done, and we'll just burnish it. So that will be our pocket pages done, and we can put it aside so we can get to our pattern paper. Let's grab it. I decided what I'm going to use for my front. It's going to be this one, and I did cut it down already. I think this, I'm going to use this page for this one. Okay. The pattern paper, let's try again. The pattern paper for this pocket page. That's better. I'll put that aside, and let's see. Oh, shall I use this one? Shall I use, I will use this one for the other pocket page. I think that's what I will do. And I'll put that aside so I know I don't have to cut into that. I still need to get pages for, I've got my front one. Let me get these clips. I've put my magnets on already. So I've got for my front, this one I think is going to be a pocket. We'll do a nice pocket. So we need to think about this one, the two spines, and the back. That's what we need to look at. And I think it is this side that this one, and then we've got that one. And I'll definitely want clocks in my waterfall. Let me put this one aside with my front page because I don't want to cut into it. I've done that before, I promise you. Okay, now we can use whatever we want to use. The pocket page is going to go in here. That's going to be a nice for the pocket page in there. So what we put on here, I would like to do it on this side as well, if it's possible. So if we do this one over that side and on this side of the pocket page, then this one, this side, is going to be here where the waterfall is. That is all right. That's okay with me. I'm happy with whatever I'm going to use here. Now let's do the cutting. There's my piece. I've cut it, and this is the two pieces that we've got left over that we will use on the other page. So I'll just put that aside. What I've done, and this fits very nice on our page. So the measurements for this pattern paper that we cut is 7 1/8 by 7 1/8. It's a nice square. Now I am decided that I will ink up the pages. By inking up the pages, this is what I'm going to do. Memento Desert Sand. This is absolutely perfect for the color that we are working here, and it's a sponge dauber, and I'm just going to do the edge of the paper. I normally don't do this, but this is a watercolor, and I think it just needs that. A lot of people don't like the white on the edge where they cut it. It doesn't bother me that much, and I think this dauber I'm using had his days. He's coming off quite a lot. I'm just going to use it for this one, and then I will toss it. And I'm just going to show you the difference. I haven't done the one side. That's all you can see. There's the side that's not been done, and it's done. And yes, I think it needs that little extra. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. It depends on what paper are you using. And if you do like that effect, yes, go for it. I just want to wipe this off. Okay, now we are using a belly band over this, and all I've done, the offcuts that we had, I cut this in 2.5 by 8 1/4, and all I did is I put it on my paper, pattern paper, and make sure I've got even spaces that's sticking out. Turn that in. Let's turn that, and lift this side up and just fold it over and burnished it down, so you've got a crease, a fold line. If you want to put it in your trimmer, not your trimmer, your scoring board, you can do that as well. That is our belly band. This piece I'm going to put on top here is the page, the front page. It was this side, and I cut it off. I would like to use that one, but it is a bit too short. Oh, no, maybe I still, no, I'm going to use this one. I will have to cut into that one. No, let's stay with this one. That was the front page, and I just gonna let it fit. Make my pencil mark, and that's where I'm going to cut, and I will ink it up as well. So I just cut it down to size, and there are a little bit of a gray on the side, and I think I will use gray as well. So I've got Distress ink, it's pumice tone, and that I'll just do a little bit where it's done here as well. That's it. So we can put glue. Just want to bring it over. Have it in the middle. Now I use my grid lines quite a lot on my pad. It guides me to, you know, get it all even, and yeah, for me to get something straight, it's a bit of a issue. I'm just gonna clip that one there and put some glue. And fold it over. And we can do the other side as well. So I glue my page on, and it is really nice, very pretty. I just use wet glue and just make sure that you burnished it all over so that it all can grab. So we're going to go on to this side of our page. So now, before we're going to go into the side, let's do this one. Let's do this one over here. And I just want to get my page, so that's going to go there. And I think, let's put it in. Let's put it in because it will be easier to put this side down so we can line it up so much easier. And we can do this side then. We can complete that side. And what I'm going to use is score tape. And we can decide where we want to put it. In the middle. In the middle will be fine. I'm just gonna hold it down, and then I can take off. That will be easy. Now if you moved, you can start again, and that's what I did. I moved. and I'm down. So that is in. Okay, now we do have these two pieces. So what I was planning for to do, I'm going to turn this. I know there's writing on there, but I'm going to turn it so it's going to go this way, and then I'll do a pocket here, because you don't need to cover that. And I can use the butterfly, so I can use some offcuts to cover my pocket. Now we will need to cut this off here, and it's going right through there. So let me do this, let me cut this off, and I can show you what I mean. So yes, I've changed my mind again, and you can see I wanted to do it this way and then have the pocket this side, but I think that way, you can see, looks much better, and we can have the pocket this way. I think that is what I'm going to do. So I am going to glue that down. This is the measurements for this pattern paper. We do have it at 7 7/8, and I just used the width that was left, and that was 5 inches. Then my pocket, it is 3 inches by exactly the same 7 7/8. That we can glue down. What I'm using is the paper that we've put on to cover the chipboard. I'm using that for my guide, and then at the bottom here I use that also for my guide, and that's going to be the pocket. I'm just going to do a little bit of glue on the side at the bottom, and then on the side, and we can put it down. And let's glue this one up. I'm in, and I'm just going to finish it good. So I'm just going to burnish it. Just pick up the glue that seeps out. Let's see if it's working. Yes, it's a nice deep pocket. Now that is the cut-offs from this page that we've got left. I might, no, nothing, they're not going to work. That's okay, we can find something else to put on there. I'm just going to put it with all my offcuts all aside, and now we can go into this one here. Well, I decided to cut the paper, designer's paper, for the back page first, and work on the waterfall first, and then I can decide what's going to happen on this page. What I've done here, the measurement to cut that down is for your pattern paper. It is 7 7/8 by 7.5. That will fit, and it will cover where we put our white paper on it. It will cover all these joints that you won't see that. That is the idea behind it. So that's why when I said to you, when we did the joints with the paper, don't worry, we will cover it. First, I am gonna, yes, I'm gonna use my ink. I'm not gonna do that in my hand again with the glue at the back. Just grabbing, and I'm going to use Weatherwood from the Distress ink, and it looks very nice. It fits in beautiful with the paper. Like I said, if you want to skip this step, you're welcome to do that. All depends on what your taste is and what paper you're working with. And I don't do a lot, I just cover the edge. And we can close that. Let's bring our book back. That's it. That looks better. Yeah, you can see that. That looks much better. Now you can see the edges. The waterfalls, I've done the score types on the flaps. Now this will be 5. That's gonna go on to this side. Then we've got the do the closure. I like to put it underneath my paper, then it's like that. It's looks much neater. And I did decide to do the top one as well, and I've just cut a small one, and it is in the length it's 4.5, and the width it's 3, the same as this. And I've just scored 1 at 1/2 inch, and I prefer to have that also underneath my paper. And I think this is what I'm going to do first. Now just try to get it in the middle as best as you can. I do have this ruler. It's got the 0 in the middle. I think this is an EK Success ruler. And let's see how this works. Oh, okay. And we've got it 4.5. Oh, no, needs to go 4 1/4. Then these are 4. Put it on 4. Okay, 4 inches on other side of the 0, and that's my middle. I moved it up to that side. This is actually very nice, much easier. I had this ruler for a while, and yes, I found it the other day. And now we can make sure this is in the middle. That's it. It should not be a problem. And we can take this off, that one off. The first score line, that is where you put your score type or your glue. The second score line is this the extra one that we need for more space on our we need more space for our photos. And then we're just going to put that, I just want to flatten this so I can just see the one score line. That's better. And I will, yep, yes, it's going down. And I'm just going to burnish it. And let's do that one as well. And we just got the one score line for that. That's all right. So I can line this up so it's even. And on the edge of my white paper, I'm on that side, and that's it. That will be with magnets. We will have magnets on them. And that's down. Now we can put our pattern paper, when we put that on, and we cover. As you see, it looks much neater. Okay, pattern paper, I think I will do score tape on the edges and in the middle, and then fill it in with glue. I'm just gonna put my book aside and I can show you when I'm done. That is it. Okay, I've got the score tape, fill in with glue, I've got my little flaps to pull it, and it's just now for putting it down that it is even, top and bottom should be. Just stay away from your score lines as well. Yes, quite a lot that you need to look out for. I think this side looks okay. The side at the bottom here, yes, I'm happy, and I can press down. And that is our back page, and let's just burnish it. I can hear the glue and the score tape making noises, good noises. Now we can work on our waterfalls. This is how I start. I'm the first one. Make sure it lands up or it's even side to side and at the bottom. Then I know the rest needs to fill that gap. If these flaps, they are an inch, a half an inch, if they are a little bit too wide, I can cut it off. So let me show you. This is how I test it to see if it's going to fit. And I'll just butt them all together and put them a little bit, slightly, a little bit underneath the other one. And we can do that one slightly underneath. slightly underneath. And the last one will be on the score line there. Now, I don't know if you can really see what I mean. That's my score line. And you can see that even if you put your photos on, it's quite bulky. I might go and cut off just a little bit, like maybe 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch, because I want the 5, and I want the 5 that is the length. Otherwise I'll have to cut off that 6.5. That's 6.5, because this is what I would like to get on a photo that is 6 inches by 6 inches, that it fits nicely on here. Let me see what I can do, and then I can show you, and so that it all works out evenly for the waterfall. So I put the waterfall in. I'll tell you what I've done. I've put the first one in, and I did cut the pages, so it is 6 1/4. So 6 3/4 where you score it 1/2 an inch. So your page where you're going to put your pattern paper and photos on, it is 6 1/4. I had to cut off that little bit so the waterfall can fit in nicely. And all I've done is I've put my one down so that it's even with my bottom here, and then I just butt the rest in. The top one I had to cut off. I had to cut off a little bit of where I've put the score tape, the flap. I had to cut off a little bit there so I could fit it in. And that will be this waterfall on this side. We can go to this one, and maybe it's a good idea. Let's put our waterfall in. First I'll put up another pocket page, and let's do this waterfall, and then we can come back and we can make them very nice with our pattern paper. Let me get all the paper together, and then we can put it in. This is the pocket page, and let's put it in. I've got my my score tape. I've got my score tape on the flap, and we can put it in. You can decide which way you want to do it. I think that one, I think I will turn it, and it's the opposite of that one. Okay, and we're just going to do it in the middle. Try our best to do it in the middle. I think, yes, it is close. Okay, now we can put the other waterfall in, and then we can decorate it. It's that easy. I've just done the first one so you can see what I mean by a pocket page, and how easy it is to do it. This folio, you can probably do it in a day. If you do have the time, you can probably do it in a day. Okay, so now I just need to get all the other waterfall pages together. I have to apologize for the shadow. It's just the sun decided to come out for a while. Yeah, and there is I cannot close everything. Just bear with me in for a few minutes. This is the 8 1/4 by 7 1/4. So we are going to score it at 1/2 inch. And my cardstock is thick. I have to turn it around and score it again. So on the 8th side, we score it at 1/2 inch. We're gonna have to trim this down also, but we stay with this measurement for now. And this is my last one, and we will have 5 waterfalls. I've done this one already, so we're gonna have 5 waterfalls. And I just wants to measure now that we've got our fold to see what that is gonna be. That will be way too much. I think I'm gonna cut it down to 6 1/2. I'm gonna just cut it down to 6 1/2, and I can see then what it looks like in the book if I will get it all out. I cut this down to 6, and from the score line it is 6 3/8, and the whole page it is 6 7/8. So we've got 5 of them. That is our next waterfall, and I am going to put score tape on all the flaps. But first I am going to get my pattern paper for this side, and let's see if we can use the other side that we cut off, if we can make some sense out of this. I don't know, because it's got a script, and the script is on that side. I might turn it this way. Have it this, and no, I don't think so. I think it's not gonna fit. Let's cut a nice fresh piece. Did we say we're going to use the clocks? I think I did. Alright, so what I'm going to do is exactly the same as that one, and you know I don't measure, and I would like this clock with the flowers, I would like that to be in, and I'm going to measure from this line that I have to cut off to that one there, and I'm just gonna cut it right through. Let me show you the measurement for that. It will be 7 5/8, that it is just the one width of it. Let me cut mine. I can show you then. I did cut my piece, and yes, it works out very nice. That's in the middle. So this, it is 7 3/4, and the other side it is 7 5/8, and we will put it in the book. I'm going to do some score type on it first, and then we need to get our second flaps that we need to put in. So you can decide which one is gonna go where, if it's gonna go this way, a small one which side, or big one which side. I think I'm gonna have this the small one here where my score line is, and we can do score tape on all of these ones. Now I'll do mine. I just want to take my book away, and I'll show you when I'm done. Now I put it on all my score tape, and I've put these ones on as well. Really easy. I'm gonna fill in with glue, and then we can put it in our book. I'm just gonna take these middle ones off. That's it. And we stay away from our score lines. That's a good thing. And let's finish. Okay, so we are ready for this waterfall on the side. So let me show you how I'm going to do the waterfall for this side. I've got them all spaced out. What I've done is I make sure that the first one is going to be level or even with this on that side there. And then I put the second one in, and I put the third one in, and so I make sure that the spaces there is even, and I will come up to the end here. These clips are very nice clips. They're nice and strong, and they does not make marks on the paper. They were gifted to me. No idea what they are, where they're coming from. And there's all my score tape on my waterfall. This is normally, I don't do it this way, but I want it all to fit in here, and to make 100% sure it will fit. That's why I'm doing it this way. Now I'm just holding it. You will see when I normally butt it up, but I can't do it with these ones because they are gonna overlap a little bit more onto the previous one. So that's why I'll just do it this way. It is easier for me. You just need to make sure that it's easy for you, and if you don't want to have all this trouble, it's not really trouble, it's just a way of thinking to do this. Just cut your paper to 6 inches, and then you will fit it all in. I just would like that a little bit longer, and that's all. That's why I'm doing it this way. So now I'm going to pull off my score tape, and I'm putting that one onto it, and I'll take that one off, all I'm gonna do is hold it that it's even with my page, and I'm just gonna let there, you can see there's a little bit of the pattern paper showing. That's all I want. And make sure that side and this side is a bit even. And I think I can leave my clip off now. Yeah. Okay, now my sides are even. The bottom, I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna make sure I move just a little bit down. That's it. And then I'm gonna press it, and I'm in. I'm a little bit skewed, you can see, but it's all good. Let's see. And that's that one. Right. And that's our waterfall. That's the closures. Now let's go to the pattern paper and see how we're gonna put decorative elements on. Like if you've got lace, it will be looking very nice with this because of these patterns that's in here, the knitted patterns. If you do have lace and anything now that you wanting, you can do that. I'm gonna go back and let's do this pocket. This is my punch that's got a notch, and it's not a bad notch, it's quite nice. Now I just need to see what pattern papers I'm going to put on this one. And now look at this one, fits perfectly. Just need to cut it a little bit off, and it's similar to that, and I think that's what I'm going to use. I might turn it or do it this way so I can have that in as well. Right, now I'm just gonna push it up to the top there. I'm gonna eyeball, and that is where I'm going to cut. And let's see if that is correct. We will find out soon. So it is 3 inches. I might trim it a little bit more. I might do it 2 7/8. Let's see. 2 7/8. Yes, that is good. I will not ink it now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to push that up. I'm going to put my notch in, and I'll have to do it with my pattern paper. Now let's see, we need to go into the middle. So let's see, that's the middle. Then I'm going to slide this over. Going to slide it in and make sure I've got even spaces all over. Pushed it up. Make sure it's there. Let's push that a little bit more and punched it. Let's bring it out, and we've got it together. I had to stand to get some pressure, and that is your notch with your paper. We will ink this up, and I think I'm going to use this one again. I think I'll just need to put it in my container. Okay. That's so easy to have that container. And that is it. That's let me close it. And I'm going to glue mine down. If you want to put lace or anything, if you've got anything, you can do that. You can, let me see how that looks. That's also nice. Flowers, buttons, ribbons. It all will look very nice. And let's put this down. And burnish. So your front page, your first page, and that one is done. I am going to cut the paper for my waterfall, and then I will see which one is going to be at the top, if it can have similar on to that side. And I think I'm just going to do the top. Do the top first, and let's see how it's going to work out. Now, this is where you can decide. That's nice. That's very nice. I will, and that's that side. I'm just gonna cut into my papers, and I need to have 10 of these ones ready for this side as well. And I will come back and show you exactly what it looks like if we cut into our pattern papers. I know it sounds quite a lot, but yes, that is what we need. I'm just gonna get all my papers ready, and I'm gonna cut it and show you. I've cut some of the papers already. Now I've just put it in place. I haven't glued it on, and I'm not really sure in which way or order I want to put them in. I am going to put some magnets on these ones. We will have some magnets on it, and I decided to do another score line on that one, that flap, because this is a bit bulky for that one. And this is the first one we did. I did a pocket here on the side. It's just a side pocket. It's so tight because I've just finished it. Okay, that is our pocket. And then on this side, it's the other pocket page. I've just put that in. I will have a small pocket on this side. Not 100% sure what I want to do here, because it's an offcut from that page. And then we do have all these ones that's been cut off already, and I've got these two left, and I don't know what I will do with that page. I'm just gonna leave it in here like that, and what I think I need to do is I need to do the covers first, and then what's left of the covers I can go back into my waterfall.